Mr. Simons,
Yes, sir.
please introduce yourself.
Sir, first of all, thank you for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself. I am Simon Siwari. I am in my early 20, to be precise 21. I am born and brought up at Thane and currently reside at Ambernath. And now I love to share my qualification with you. I am BSc IT graduate from Model College, and about my certification, I am a certified software tester from Quality Software Technology. And now I like to share my hobbies with you. I love to play cricket as it's boosts my physical strength, and I love to play video games in my spare time as it boosts my critical thinking and problem solving ability. That's all about me. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Mr. Simons, why did you select software testing as your career?
Software testing, I select software testing as a career as is best suit for my problem solving and critical thinking ability, and it's give me the lifelong opportunity for a learning and overall career growth throughout my life.
Okay. What is software testing?
Software testing is a process to evaluate software to ensure its work as intended as per the quality and the requirement.
What is the purpose of doing software testing?
Software testing is done to ensure the functionality and to finding a defect and to prevent a costly failures and ensure it meets its business goal and build a user trust and make sure it's more reliable for the customers.
Okay. Mr. Simons, I would like you to please describe me the phases of your software development life cycle.
Software development life cycle is a process to develop a product from start to end, and in SDLC there are generally 6 phases. First, the requirement gathering and analysis, project planning, designing, coding, testing, and release and maintenance.
Okay. What is agile model?
Agile known for its quick delivery. Here, the software is developed in a multiple modules, and the modules are developed, tested, and released, and the changes can be done within a development phase. And Agile is one of the latest incremental iterative model, which is adopted by the many famous companies such as Google and the Facebook. Agile model is more focused on meetings rather than the documentation. Here, Agile focus on quality as well as time, and Agile is mostly recommended for the medium to large project. And Agile have a various methodologies such as a Kanban, extreme programming, and Scrum. Scrum is the most famous Agile model methodology, and Scrum has a various key factors such as the product owner, user story, epic, product backlog, Scrum call, Scrum master, and the sprint.
That means basically you mean to say that agile model is implemented when we want to prepare a software, a quality software in a very less period of time.
Yes, sir.
And secondly, clients can see the progress of the software as and when required. So there are no chances of failure of the project.
Yes.
Okay, good. So proceeding further, could you please explain me what will be the 2 positive test cases if you are testing the software of the lift?
Positive testing is performed to ensure that how the product behave in a normal condition, and the test cases for the lift are we can ensure that lift's door is closing and opening properly, and the lift is going to the right floor when after selecting the floor.
Okay. Mr. Simons, will you please describe me what are the various phases of software development life cycle?
Generally, there are 6 phases in software development life cycle: requirement gathering and analysis, project planning, designing, coding, testing, and release and maintenance. So, should I elaborate the any phases?
Yes, I would like you to please elaborate this entire concept.
The first phase of the SDLC is requirement gathering and analysis. Here, the BA creates a BRS document by gathering the requirement from the client, and SA creates the SRA document, which is an in-depth concept of the overall software. And here, the overall evaluation of the software is done, like what time required for completing the project and the cost, and is it possible to create. And the second phase is project planning. Here, project manager creates a project plan document, and here he describes the scope and strategy for the development and allocate the roles and responsibility to the team members, and time and resources required for completing the project is decide here. And he focus on overall phases to ensure that everything is covered correctly and followed as per the plan. and the third phase is design phase, where it is a blueprint of a software. Here the two types of a document is created, HLD and LLD. HLD is a high level document which is a global design for a software, and LLD is a low level document which is a in-depth design for a particular module. And the fourth phase is coding phase. Here the actual software is developed in a decided coding language, and here the source code document is also created. And the fifth phase is testing phase. Here the test cases and test scripts are executed in a ready environment, and if any defect was found, it was tracked until it got fixed, and it ensures that the software is defectless. And the sixth phase is release and maintenance. Here the software is released into the live environment, and for a future maintenance, the configuration management team is responsible. There are the two types of changes: corrective changes and the adaptive changes. In a corrective changes, if any defect was found in the future, it's come under the corrective changes. And the adaptive changes, if there is a need of a change in a software, such as any new update or an environment change, then it's come under the adaptive changes.
Okay, that means you want to say that if at all after using a software for certain years, if there is any problem in the software, then software comes back to the IT company for corrective changes.
Yes.
That means bug fixing. And secondly, if the client wants some more functionalities or features to be added in the application, then again the software returns back to the IT company for performing the adaptive changes. Okay, very good. So shall we proceed further?
Yes, sir.
So Mr. Simons, who performs unit testing?
In a unit testing, white box testing method is used, and the small source of our code is executed. So it's generally performed by the coder.
Okay. Now, who performs the integration testing?
In the integration testing, there are the two levels of a technique: unit integration testing and the system integration testing. In a unit integration testing, a whiteboard testing method is used, so it is generally performed by a developer. And in a system integration testing, blackboard testing method is used, which is performed by the tester.
Testers means either the developer or the testers can perform this integration testing.
Yes.
Okay. My next question goes to you. Tell me, what is the actual difference between test scenario document and the test case document?
Test scenario document is a high-level document which describe how testing is going to done. It is a overall evaluation of the requirement, and here the multiple test cases is written for a particular or a single scenario, and it's focused on the overall feature of the software. And the test case is a low-level document which describe how the testing is going to done, and it's focused on the particular test cases of a single scenario. And here it's give the detailed information about how the test cases are going to execute, like steps, test data, and the expected result.
Okay. Now my next question is according to the current live scenario.
Yes, sir.
I would like you to please explain me what will be the negative testing if you perform that testing on the payment of UPI mode.
Negative testing is done to ensure that the software is gracefully handle the invalid input and gives a proper error message. And for performing a negative testing on a UPI, we can give an invalid UPI ID to ensure that it doesn't proceed for the payment, or we can give a valid UPI ID but with the insufficient balance to ensure it doesn't proceed for the payment.
Okay, means you mean to say that you are providing invalid details in the payment
Invalid
mode.
UPI ID.
Invalid credentials
Yes, sir.
to test whether how is the behavior of this payment mode.
Yes.
Okay. So proceeding further,
Yes.
what is RTM?
RTM stands for Requirement Traceability Matrix. It is also known as Cross-Reference Matrix. RTM has a one rule that each requirement should have at least one test cases. RTM is a document which traces and maps the user requirement, and it's ensure that everything is covered and nothing is left. RTM has a various attribute which maps the user requirement.
Okay. Please explain me what is smoke testing.
Smoke testing is also known as build verification testing and build acceptance testing. It is generally performed by the developer or a tester. Here, the new build is tested to ensure it's stable, and it is a decision making point that there is no more critical defect which can prevent a future testing, and it is a decision making point that the build is ready for the in-depth testing. And about the sanity testing is a subset of regression testing. Here the testing is performed on a particular module or a function to ensure that the recent change doesn't affect or bring any new defect in a system. It is done on a prime functionality or a core functionality of a software to ensure that it's working correctly.
That means sanity testing is checking the critical functionalities of the software. It is basically a specialized testing of a software.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sure. Okay. Could you please explain me what is a user story?
User story is nothing but a user requirement, which is also described in a Scrum methodology.
Okay. That means it's a part of a big task.
Yes, sir.
My last question goes to you. It is on the live scenario which we see daily. Now suppose you are having two types of defects.
Yes, sir.
Now this defect has two scenarios. First, the defect is having a high severity and a low priority, and secondly the defect is having a high priority but low severity. So out of this, as a tester, how will you judge which defect should be fixed first and which defect should be fixed later on?
Severity decided by the tester. It's describe how the defect is going to affect the software, and the priority decided by anyone in, like a stakeholder, developer or a project manager, which focus on how the defect is going to affect the end user or the business goal. So I will firstly fix the high priority defect, as it's going to affect the end user or the business goal of a client. But the severity and priority is changed as per the company to company and software to software.
Yes, but which of the defect will you fix first?
So high priority.
High priority and low severity.
Yes, sir.
So, Simons, I have taken interview for lots and lots of candidates. Out of those candidates, you seem to be a very genuine candidate. I was really impressed by the way you were answering me.
Yes, sir.
Still, I request you to brush up your little bit skills.
Okay, sir.
And these are some genuine questions which are basically asked in the interview. It might happen that this number of questions might increase.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so I still expect you that be up to date and alert on this.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. So guys, this was a small video of how the interview of a fresher candidate in the profile of software testing is being taken. We are looking forward to add some more videos based on these interviews, which will be beneficial for those students who are aspiring in the field of software testing as a career. Such type of videos will act as a guidance to those candidates who are basically working hard to venture in the field of software testing and looking for a lucrative career in the IT industry with golden opportunities ahead. Thank you.